Hi, I'm David Albright from Rockfish Public House. Today we're going to show you how to do Oysters Rockefeller. We're going to show you how to do it on the half shell and also, like we like to do it at the restaurant, baked in a cast iron skillet. First, you need to shuck some oysters, or if you want to do it in a cast iron skillet, you can buy already shucked oysters, pour them in this skillet, top it with the Oyster Rockefeller butter that I'm going to show you how to do today. Before we shuck the oyster, I'm going to get my pan started for the spinach and garlic part of the Oyster Rockefeller. And so to shuck an oyster, you have the hinge, the knife, you want to have the curved side up. Have a little dish towel, insert, do not poke in or you could cut yourself. You want to pop the hinge. Just a little wiggle, you hear that pop. Clean and cut the top off. Nice shucked oyster. Disconnect the oyster, and then we can reserve that and we'll top that when we finish our Oyster Rockefeller butter. So what we're going to do here is start with a little bit of olive oil. You can use a little canola oil. Once the pan is hot, the ingredients we're going to be putting in here is chopped garlic. We have spinach. This is baby spinach. Pernod, which is more of a licorice anisette type flavored liqueur. I prefer the Pernod, the traditional, rather than use an anisette. So once the pan is hot, you're going to put your chopped garlic in. Let that just saute just a little bit. We're going to add our spinach. It seems like a lot of spinach right away, but as we all know, spinach shrinks. We're going to let that saute a little bit. After sauteing, we're going to pour some Pernod, take it off the flame, because it will flame up. So be careful so you don't burn your house down. I like to put a little bit of salt and pepper on this. So we're going to let the alcohol cook off. After the alcohol is cooked off, we're going to pour this in a bowl and we're going to let this cool. It's important that it cools so that we don't melt the butter. We want to keep the butter nice and soft. So we're going to add some softened room temperature butter. We're going to add some panko breadcrumbs. Reserve a little bit of that for on top of the baked oysters. A little bit of Parmesan cheese. There will be a typed recipe along with this video. And then you're going to incorporate the butter. You can use your hands if you want. Now we're going to bring in the cast iron skillet. You can use any type of a casserole dish depending on the size, how many oysters. So we're going to use a cast iron skillet. We're going to pour in the shucked oysters. We're going to top the oysters with the Rockefeller butter. I like to add just a little bit more of panko breadcrumbs, a little bit more Parmesan cheese. In the type recipe, it will give you amounts. If you prefer more cheese or less cheese, or if you want it gluten-free, you can make it without the breadcrumbs. There's a nice toasted crust on it, though, if you do use the breadcrumbs. We're going to put this in a 450 degree oven, really until the oysters or the top is golden brown. I have one here already baked. As you can see, nice golden brown top. Also, if you decide to bake them on the half shell, we have them on the half shell also. The half shell is traditional, but those who have a hard time shucking oysters, certainly do the method of buying the pints in the grocery store or at your local fish market. Thank you, and enjoy your oysters.